People always ask me, Tsitsi, did you always want to become such a young, successful barman? Sorry. The answer is no. My biggest dream growing up was to one day be claustrophobic. Yeah. Because when you don't know what claustrophobia is, it sounds like a nice thing. I remember I was watching television and this woman was like, hey, I'm claustrophobic. I'm like, yo, that sounds nice. But I couldn't practice this claustrophobia of mine. Because in my house, there was too many people living there. There was literally no space for claustrophobia. My house was so full that on your birthday, you have to choose 7 people that are close to you, that live in the house. Our first guest tonight is a big international superstar. Big, you know, cause like, he's big. Carvin Goldstone.
Hello! Greetings, everybody. Carvin Goldstone here. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am from Durban, Newlands East. It's a township area, mostly colored people, or at least that's how they designated it. Very different experience growing up in a colored township and then moving to a suburb later in life. Like, the crime that I worry about in a suburb is not the crime I worried about growing up. No. As a child growing up, my main concern was being co-opted into a gang. That's the biggest fear you have as a little colored child growing up in Newlands East, is that at some point they're gonna say to you, you need to join the 6s, 7s or 8s, the warlords or the SGFs, which is a tough choice to make when you're only 5 years old. Fortunately for me, I was a made child. What does that mean? You see, the way this community is structured, you have generally the gangsters who kind of run little territories where I lived. But then you have the unseen, the third force, the unseen hand, the power above. And these are the Christian mothers in the community. They're the only ones that even the gangsters bow down for. They, in fact, are like their own gang. They're like their own mafia. They call themselves the prayer warriors. They got a gang name. And they even use gang terms. Yeah, we're fighting our wars in the heavenlies. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. I mean, these people control stuff. If there's a gang fight, everyone runs away. They run to stop it because they have the power, and everyone backs down when the prayer warriors are there. So as a child, I was a made child. My mother was a member of the prayer warriors, and not just a member, she was a high-ranking member. As a high-ranking member, you have children like me who have to fall in line with the code of the prayer warriors. What a life it was. We could not listen to any music that was not gospel. Nothing. Heal the world? No, nothing. Only gospel music was allowed. My sister, however, she loved Whitney Houston. The one day, my mother was going to town. She leaves the house. My sister's in the house. We watch her leave. As she goes, my sister starts singing in the house. And I will always love. My mother forgot her bag and came back. And as she opened the door, my sister was mid-song, love you. And they just looked in each other's eyes. Jesus, and I will always love you. Jesus, hallelujah, hallelujah. We never listened to secular music. We never did what they considered worldly things. So the only chance we had to listen to music that was popular was in a taxi, because in Durban, taxis have music, loud music. And you jump in a taxi and they'd be playing songs. But my mother's, she can cause eyeballs for you in a taxi. You jump in a taxi, everyone knows her, they greet her, hello Sister Eartha, that's her maiden name, right? Sister Eartha, and she'd sit down. And there's certain songs she'd allow, but there's certain songs she would not allow. One song in particular, I would sit as a child, please don't play that song, please don't play that song. And as I heard starting, standing across the room, I saw you smile. And I just watch her, and I can see her spidey senses are going off. What? Are they? Said I wanna talk to you for a little while. Now she knows what this song is about. This song is about deep sex. And she knows what's about to come. So she starts studying, hey, driver, please stop this, hey, stop, sorry, hey. The song just said I wanna talk to you for a little while. But before I make my move, hey, please, my emotions. So she just looks, you don't wanna play your music? Carvin, my sister Keenan, if they're gonna play their music, we are gonna sing the songs of Zion in this taxi. So there we sitting and the song's playing. A la 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 long, and we are singing. It was a glad day when I was born again. A la 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 long, a la 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 long, long day, long, long, long. Like I was saying, where we grew up, there was a lot of gang violence. On one particular day, this gangster got stabbed, ran, fell over in our yard. True story, bleeding out. Last moments, my mother came and saw him, walked over to him. I stood by the gate and said, my friend, it's curtains for you. Because the average person at that point would phone an ambulance, not my mother. My mother walked up to him. Boy, repeat after me. Dear Lord Jesus, come boy. Boy, you're gonna die. Come, you must say the sinner's prayer. I come to you today. I accept Jesus. I accept. Say, I accept. Before you die, boy, I accept. And this is a true story. The guy died. The guy died. And you know what happened? All the other gangsters that were in his gang came to our house asking who killed him. They were all outside. Yeah, who killed him? Who killed our friend? Everyone just pointed at my mother. That mom's there. My mother just stood there. Said, boy, vengeance is not yours. Vengeance is the Lord's. The question is, do you know Jesus? Come, boy, repeat after me. You repeat after me. Come, repeat after me. The pressure. So when I moved to the suburbs, I was not ready for this type of crime that I encountered. Like, the crime was so different. One of the things I did do to kind of prepare myself was I did get a dog, because the neighbors kind of put me under pressure. So I got myself a dog, not just any dog. I got myself a white dog, because it's a white suburb. Not just any white dog, an Afrikaans white dog. I got myself a burrel. Yeah, you'd even bark in Afrikaans. Sis toch. Beautiful dog. Sometimes stand on the porch. So what you doing, boy? Say, longing for the Free State. Because what I realized in the suburbs was the biggest concern for crime here was being robbed. I didn't understand that. Where I came from, if you got robbed, we knew who robbed you and we knew where they were selling your stuff. In the suburbs, people gather around and tell stories about how they got robbed.
My name's Chiumya.
And compare, hey, what they did to you. Yo, they came inside and they tied us up. That was nothing. While we were tied up, they played with the kids. I didn't have stories like this to compare in the suburbs. And then it happened. I became a South African, a suburban South African. My house got robbed. And this is what happened. I didn't mind being robbed. It's one of those things. But what these guys did that really got to me is they used my toilet and it didn't flush. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because it is an old toilet. And some of these toilets, you know, you don't just walk up to every toilet with the same confidence and just go, watcha. Some of them, you know, you do that, watcha, and the water just pours out. Then you start panicking. You open the cistern, start playing with the basketball, try to bring the water back. Oh my gosh. The only thing worse than that is being stuck in someone's toilet and you realize there's no toilet paper, which has happened to me. Sitting, looking around, realizing there's no toilet paper. You become very childlike. You ask politely, excuse me? Hope someone can hear. Sorry, there's no toilet paper. Or if you're Muslim, there's no jug. Sorry. Start sending messages to your cousin, please tell your mother there's no toilet paper. Because like in your own house, you don't care, right? You get into your rapper pose and you go get that paper. Yeah, you get that paper. You just do that slow walk around the house looking, you know where it is. You can't do that at your auntie's house. You can't just start walking around the house. What are you doing? Don't worry, I know where it is. No. You kind of sit there, you start panicking. And I panicked. I looked around, couldn't find anything. I'm like, what am I gonna use? And then I looked on the cistern. And on top of the cistern in my auntie's house was a Barbie doll. A Barbie doll with a beautiful dress. And I said, I'm gonna use this dress. This dress is what I'm gonna use. I'd settled that I was gonna use a Barbie doll's dress. And as I picked up the Barbie doll, toilet paper hiding underneath the Barbie doll. The legs inside the toilet paper roll, dress over. You couldn't even see it. It's like fetching a garter at a wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Carvin Goldstone. Woohoo!
Tonight's show is about us getting to know each other a little better. You know, I didn't grow up poor. I grew up on tough love. Because tough love will make you think that you are poor. You know, and you're like, why don't I have toys? Tough love. You know, wanting toys will make you stronger. Because you play with bricks. Yeah, that's how I grew up. Because I remember my dad would give me responsibilities of a big man. I was 5 years old. He'd give me responsibilities of a 35-year-old. He'd come up to me and say, Tsitsi, we need to start saving costs. And when I'm 5, what do you want me to do? Stop eating. And speaking of dads, Konrad Koch always reminded me of my father, which would make me Chester missing. No. My dad never had his hand up my... No, let's see what they have to say.
Hey, this is Chester Missing reporting live from Parliament. Actually, you know what? Why? Why do we even have a parliament? It's not like these greedy bastards care about us. I mean, voting in South Africa is like eating at the Wimpy. No matter what choice you make, it's a cuck choice. Do you actually think these politicians could get a job in the real world like us? No. The only job John Steenhuisen could get is as an extra in Takalani Sesame, because he's a fucking puppet. We all know he's a puppet because when he talks, Helen Zella's lips move. No, man. I mean, ANC parliamentarians spend more time sleeping in there than they do in their own beds. The only challenge in their lives starts at the word Jerusalem. No, man, I've had enough. You know, there's a statue of Nelson Mandela over there in front of the main assembly, a statue of Madiba. It's a great statue, but I swear, every time an ANC politician walks past, the statue does this. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the job requirements for Jacob Zuma were rapey sleazebag needed to fuck up a country. Jacob Zuma was so shit at his job, he makes the tellers at Checkers look friendly. I mean, Jacob Zuma screwed up so hard, rhinos are going to have to start collecting money to save us. I have so had enough. And why does anyone believe the EFF actually care about poor people? I mean, how gullible are you? You know that Julius Malema wears Louis Vuitton shoes, right? Louis Vuitton. Have you seen the price of a Louis Vuitton shoe? He's a socialist in Louis Vuitton. It's like catching a nun in a G-string. It's like his face is going freedom, but his feet are going futak. The EFF isn't a political party. It's a pyramid scheme with a freaking dress code. No, man. And the DA? The DA, I don't think I can explain how much I despise the DA. They're a shitty little party full of shitty little people. If you try to talk to the DA about race, it's like talking to a virgin about sex. You know that white auntie who tells black people, "You speak so well, hey? You speak so well. You're one of the good ones, Chipu." That's the DA's entire target market. They're like a neighborhood watch group that you can vote for. I mean, do you realize we're likely to hit 50% unemployment in South Africa? 50%! I mean, our economy is receding faster than Pravin Gordhan's hairline. We have the highest gender-based violence and worst levels of inequality on earth. But the scumbags who work here spend all day arguing with us on Twitter. You know what I think we should do? We should fire all of them and put Desmond Dube in charge. Because you know, if Desmond Dube is in charge, at the very least, you will have funeral insurance. This is Chester Missing, and I have had enough. Damn it!
You know, at this bar, we love to tackle issues. We love to tackle stories of people who are misunderstood. Like, I think that Jan van Riebeeck was misunderstood. Jan van Riebeeck was just a young man on a gap year, and things turned sour. This man was going around the world trying to find himself. And then he found us, and things took a bad turn. I can imagine Jan van Riebeeck's father saying, Jannie, what do you want to do with your life? And Jan was just like, maybe I'll just go to Africa and teach English, And that's what he did. And he succeeded. Hence, you can understand me today. Jan van Riebeeck and his crew were the first group of influencers. Only they didn't use Instagram and selfie sticks. They just used the stick. Our next act is known for prestigious Zoom events. Reviewers say her best performance comes out when the mute button is on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Lihle Msimang.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lihle Msimang, and I have a confession to make. To all my queens out there fighting the good fight, I'm sorry, I'm a lazy feminist. I'm so sorry. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. Look, I'm for the movement. I'm for the equal opportunity, equal pay. I agree with it all. I'm all for the weaves, the afros, the tweezing of the brows. Let's pause. Ladies, when we do the eyebrows, please don't shave the whole thing off just to draw it back on. You're a queen. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. It's just a warning. What happens is you shave the thing off, you take a shower or a bath, you get dressed, then you decide what face beat you want. You know, you decide, do I want to be Beyonce or Zosbini? You decide. And then as you're about to apply the makeup, you fuck around and you forget where the eyebrow was. And then you draw it too high and you look surprised the whole day. And you wonder why people are asking you, are you okay? It's because you don't look okay. So I'm all for it, you know? Let's do the things. I'm all for it. Just please don't ask me to march, please. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be in the sun, where the sun hits you in your over here. You know, when the sun beats you here and you're just like, yo, my medulla oblongata. I'm a couch potato feminist. That's what I am. I will tweet the shit out of it, queen. You know? Okay, I'm too lazy to do that. I will retweet and like. That's what I will do. Look, all I'm saying is we don't have to Beyonce our way through life. That's all I'm saying. We don't have to be independent. Maybe the men should pay for everything. I'm just saying, let's not ruin God's plan, queen. Please. It's hard, man. I remember when I bought my first car, I felt so independent. I was like, yes, I'm ready to go into the world. And I was shoving middle fingers to all the men. I was a hardcore feminist, yo. Then at one point, I went to the garage and I remember looking at the petrol attendant and I was like, yeah, full tank. Then I saw the meter say 100 Rand and I was like, that's fine. Then it said 300 Rand. And I was like, that's still fine. As soon as it reached 500 Rand, I was like, bruh, I said petrol. Why are you putting the whole convenience store in here? Why are you putting chips, bruh? I just want petrol. As soon as I saw it say 700 Rand, over 700 Rand for a full tank, I immediately started looking for a sugar daddy. I was like, I'm not paying for this. Someone else has to do it for me. I'm not doing it. It's hard, man. I don't want to work so hard for equality. I can't do it. I'm lazy. I also think I'm lazy because I change my mind a lot. So back in the day, I was a hardcore feminist, dressed in all black, the mandla fist that was manicured. I was amazing at it. And then something happened. So I'm married now, which is a beautiful thing. But something happens to us women before we settle down. Men, you do all of these things to us, right? And we do these things back at you, right? And at some point we reach what I call this fabrication mode, right? This is where you say, as femini guys, and you go into Horville and you just do the things. You do to them what they do to us. And what I realized in fabricationville, there are levels to men are trash. They're not all the same. Some are the black plastic bags, some are the pick it up bins, and then some are the truck, right? There's levels to men are trash, levels. And you just need to choose wisely, right? Just need to choose wisely. I remember that I started dating a lot of guys who love soccer. And gents, you can love your soccer. It's okay, love your soccer. But please understand, most of us women don't love soccer. There are women who love soccer. I know plenty of women that they die for Kaizer Chiefs and stuff like that. But the rest of us, we're watching soccer so that we can have sex with you. It has nothing to do with anything else. We just want to have sex. We even know what to say. We know, I know, right? Neymar. Yeah, Messi is totes the best. I don't even know what I'm saying. I found out recently that there's 2 Ronaldos. I didn't know that. So I started adopting the team that the guy would love, you know, and I started wearing the jerseys. And let me tell you, in my fabrication mode, I changed many jerseys. Yeah, I am the Cristiano Ronaldo of the dating life. Yeah, I wore all the jerseys. First jersey I wore was Arsenal. And I dated Arsenal, and I found out that Arsenal was an arsehole. He would use soccer as an excuse to cheat, and he'd talk about women in soccer terms. I remember I caught him one day. He was on the phone, and he said to his friend, I was at that game. I know it was very easy. Goals were wide open. wait a minute, are we talking about legs? What is going on? Then he said, no, Chief, don't go for that one. No. When you're in that game, make sure you pull out. Yeah. Hit over the bar. Over the bar. I was like, no, I can't be with this man. So I switched teams. Started dating Chelsea. Chelsea was a cool guy. The only problem with Chelsea is that he wanted us to wear blue every day. He made me feel like I'm a member of the Crip gang. You know what it feels like to have to Crip walk to your friends just to make sure that they're not confused. 1, 2, 3 until the 4. I couldn't take it because when Drogba left the team, I had to pour one for the homies. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with these English Premier guys. I'm going local. So I decided to date Pirates. Terrible mistake. Pirates are always depressed. Pirates Chiefs always depressed because their teams don't win. When they go to the derby, they are always on draw. They have one star and they keep hoping to get the other star and they never get it. They're all crying about Helman Kelele and Dr. Kumalo. They're not playing anymore, gents. I'm sorry. But I realized that this guy, he wasn't depressed because Pirates. He was depressed because later I found out that he moved from Pirates. He started playing cricket, which means he started batting for the other team. I'm so happy for him. He wears rainbow and everything. It's amazing. So that's what happened to me, right? I was in fabrication mode and then I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with these trash bags. And then I met my cute little dustbin. Yes. Levels. Ladies, levels. He's not a trash bag. He's like, you know those bins that you used for the tissue? You throw tissue? That's what my hubby is. I realized this because he opens doors for me. I never have to touch another door for the rest of my life. So I decided to trap him with a baby. Yes, it worked. So now I'm with my dustbin and now I'm like, I don't know if men are trash is working for me anymore. Because it's hard to say men are trash whilst you're getting great orgasms at the same time. It's very hard. Have you noticed when men are trash is trending on Twitter? There's always that one girl. Who's like, guys, it's like not all of them. Like some try. Go to that chick's profile. Go to her profile. There's a dick somewhere there changing her mind. I'm telling you right now. And that's what happens because you want to say it. You want to have conviction. And all that comes out is men are so necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. My name is Lihle Msimang. Thank you.
Juggling. People always ask me, Tsitsi, what else did you want to do? And one of my biggest dreams growing up was to one day be a breadwinner. And I know there's breadwinners watching right now, humble about what they do. They don't want to tell everybody that the electricity is on because of me. You pay for everything in that house. Tell them this Oros is orange because of me. Yes. There's certain mistakes in life that you can't make if you're not a breadwinner. Like you can't just break a glass in someone's house and say, oops. When you're not a breadwinner, you can't say oops. That makes you a liability. Because that's the thing. I wasn't a breadwinner and I was living with my dad. I was sitting down, minding my own business, peeling an orange. And then he asked me, Gemuna, do you have flu? If you don't know why he asked about orange and flu, that means you grew up very nice. Because orange for us used to be medical aid. You sneeze once, you get 2 by 1. So he asked me, Gemuna, do you have flu? I was like, no. Then he's like, oh, okay. So that's for enjoyment. We're working here, when you're just enjoying yourself. Wow. It's nice to be you. It's tough when you're not a breadwinner. The other day I went out and I bought myself a chocolate, I ate the chocolate, but the mistake I made is that I left the wrapper in my pocket. And my dad saw it. My dad was like, So when you buy sweets, you buy for yourself alone. But me, when I buy oranges, it's for all of us. Hi, it's nice to be you. And now life has changed, as you can see. I'm a breadwinner now. And things have changed. My uncle now calls me boss man. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm a taxpayer here. Because when you're a breadwinner, you suffer from different things. Things like black tax, Basically, if you don't know what black tax is, it's when your uncles start behaving like children, like a 45-year-old asking you for a 2 rand. They're like, hey, man, what are you buying? A visa? Come on. And people always complain about it, but it's a good thing, Because black tax affords you the ability to become a VIP at every family gathering. Because now, even at the funerals, I'm not one of those guys there who's singing under the sun. Tayo mata. Me, I'm those guys sitting under the gazebo with bottled water. Because my tears matter, you know. Even when it's time to cover the grave, I'm not one of those guys that's working hard like this. Me, I'm one of those guys that's doing this. Because I'm the breadwinner. So all you breadwinners out there, stop being humble. Tell them the electricity's on because of me. Peace out.